Dawson's Rambles.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here with a quick Super Sentai news update on our upcoming 6th Ranger Karame Silver. And even though the show is currently on hiatus, they are apparently sticking to the toy release schedule because his changer and his, that's me doing changer, his changer and his weapon are still releasing this week. And within that we got our first little look, like an advertisement at his mecha, which is, now I have to look at the name again because I just forgot, it's Machine Trojan? It's a machine, it's like a drill machine, and it's going to have the mecha Giant Driller or Gigant Driller. Can they ever, no, is it Giant Driller? No, it's a Gigant. Can they ever just say Giant? That's going to be the name. There's going to be lots of drilling jokes. That's what she said. A lot of mecha are like that. We just got this first look picture at it, and you know, as far as thoughts go on its individual mecha mode, which is all we have as of this recording for this news bit, is just this individual form. We don't have the mecha form. Of course, I'll do a video later once we get an actual look at the mecha. But I mean, I don't really care for this form as it is. I personally do like the Karamager mecha for the most part. I think that the main mecha looks really good. I like the Landed Sky Mage. I like the design of them. The vehicles I could give or take, even though I do like the general like shiny gem gimmick. But in terms of just my thoughts on this drill one on its own, it's okay. Like, it looks pretty average. It almost looks like a Bandai America US creation, and I mentioned this when I talked about Karame Silver when I first saw pictures of him, but even though I like the orange bits, it does remind me of this old Mercury Ranger armor figure. If I can find a picture of it when I'm editing this, I'll put it up, but it was like, you might remember it just by me talking about it, but it was a Mercury Ranger figure during the Operation Overdrive Power Rangers line that had like this sort of riff on the, I believe it was a riff on the Sentinel Knight armor, and it was like an orange color, and this really reminds me of that, so it gives me like strong Bandai of America vibes in terms of looking kind of like that. So just on its own, not a huge fan, but I'm looking forward to seeing the mecha because that's kind of the way I feel about the mecha in general. Like, I'm like, okay, on the main vehicles, but I really like the altogether Megazord formations. But as I said, I will keep you guys updated when we actually see the physical mecha pictures, but I wanted to do a little news bit for this just to keep you guys, well, updated. I feel like I've said the word updated a bazillion times, and I do want to put one note here at the end that I think it's interesting that they're keeping up the toy releases despite the show being out of sync. I think that's going to be a really interesting experiment. I don't know if anything will come out of it as we go into the next year's Sentai and so forth, but you know, I've always said I wish they would not worry about syncing up the toys with the show because often it will handicap the writing, and kind of do it like we have here, where sometimes stuff will come out before we get it in the show. And they do that on purpose with movies and TV shows that have huge debuts. The toys will come out like 1 to 3 months before to generate hype. So I think it's going to be an interesting experiment where we're likely going to be having Karame Silver stuff and maybe other stuff coming out before its debut, and I'm curious to see what the sales numbers and response is like. But anyway, that's about it for this one, guys. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you can get notifications from my videos. Dawson Rider, signing out.